What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the FPL video. My name is Mo, and today I'll be going through my team selection for Game Week 12. I'll also review how I did in Game Week 11, and I'll also go through any transfers that I've made to my team for this game week, and I'll also go through some plans that I've got in the future and upcoming game weeks. But before we get into all that, if you guys haven't liked the video, give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed to FPL INKLING, please hit that subscribe button. So let's review how I did in Game Week 11. But before that, I do apologise for the last week or so not making any content or not being here to give you guys any advice due to the fact that I had a viral infection in my throat. It still hasn't fully recovered, so I'm still suffering from tonsillitis. So I do apologise for not making any content last week, but I'm doing my best to. If it's unclear and my voice is still a bit husky, apologies to everyone, but I'll do my very best to speak as loud and clearly as possible. So thank you for tuning in and bearing with my voice. So let's get into Game Week 11. How did I do? So I got 73 points, which was above the average after a few weeks. I got a green arrow, so the average points was 38, and I got 73, which I was really proud of, in the top 76k for that game week. I also was around 2.95 in, or 2.95 mil in terms of overall rank. My rank's gone up to 2.148, which is, about 800,000 rise, which I was quite happy with. The aim is obviously to continue that and get into the top mil as soon as possible, then get better and better as the games go on. Now is the period that in the next 8 to 12 game weeks, we're probably going to have, the bulk of the season take place. So in the next 3 months, you're going to have a lot of game weeks that are going to take place and in a very short period of time. So you might have 8 game weeks in about 6 weeks. So it's very, very small windows to make sure we get it all right and make the right choices for us. So how did my game start off? So defensively, my thought process around the Manchester derby came true. Finally, City getting me a clean sheet after 3 weeks of persisting with 3 defender or goalkeeper / defenders policy that I've had from Manchester City. So Edison got me 6 points. Cancelo got me a mega 14 points. And Diaz got 6 points as well. So it shows that, the theory has paid off. I'm still looking to continue with the 3 at the back from City, because I just believe the fixtures are that good. There'll be a few challenging fixtures in between, but overall I think till Game Week 20 I'm pretty much set on this plan. So I was very, very happy with that return. Obviously from an FPL perspective, from a personal point of view, I would have liked United to have won the game, but it was a win-win situation either way for me. So from what I had seen from Manchester United, the last 13 home games, they haven't kept a clean sheet. So if you're looking to get Manchester United defenders in and you've got a home fixture, the luck or the numbers may not be supporting you at the moment. But as they do say, the run of the rub of the green, or, it should come to an end at some point. But there is a concern when Manchester United play at home. So if you've got any of the big guns like City, Liverpool and Chelsea playing at Old Trafford, I can certainly say, the defence will be tested, and you're very likely to keep a clean sheet as well, because offensively, I haven't seen much over the last couple of game weeks from Manchester United, barring the Spurs game. So for me, am I looking at Manchester United forwards personally? At the moment, no. Maybe in Game Week 16, if I see a bit of form and I see a bit of belief in myself and Manchester United, then definitely I can look at that in that regards as well. But I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who also got me 12 points, despite losing to West Ham. He was one of the star performers of the week. So overall, from my 4 defenders / goalkeeper defensive side of the team, I didn't do too bad. So, I got 24 plus 14, 38 points out by 73 out of these 4 players. So not too bad. A good start at the back. I'm looking to continue this trend, maybe looking to strengthen my squad more around the defence, because I've still got Livramento on the bench, who got me clean sheet points as well, but that wasn't much of a miss out for me either. So Ben Foster also got 11 for saving a penalty, but the funniest thing was he actually took himself out for the first time this season out of his own squad, and he got 11 points. So how hard must it have been for him, seeing him get so many points, despite him not having himself in his own squad. So that's how I started off defensively. I went safe. I went for the informed Salah, got me 10 points against West Ham. Could have got more, had some really good chances, set up Mane for a few good chances, but it just wasn't to be. So I'm disappointed with that. From a game that he didn't do too well in terms of FPL returns, he still got me 10 points as a captain. So not a bad decision overall, but could I have got more points elsewhere? For example, yes, I could have got more points to Rafinha and Zaha, but looking at it in hindsight, it's a lot different. But however, before the game week, I certainly backed my decision for Mo Salah. Rafinha got me 9 points, another vital goal. It's a time of the year now where I'm starting to look away from him. Not just yet, but pretty much soon I will be looking to go away from Rafinha. The fixtures, the good fixtures in the first 10 to 15 games of the season will now be coming to an end. he will be now going into a more difficult fixture period. And do I really want to rely upon Rafinha? Not really, from what I've seen so far this year. From last year's expectations, he hasn't lived up to it. But for me, if I do take him out and he starts scoring, then that's just, the rub of the green. It's just bad luck for me. But I'm looking elsewhere at the moment to potentially get more out of my squad in other parts as well, because I'm looking to strengthen the 15 players I have playing to make sure that all my players in the outfield and the bench are playing during the Christmas period due to rotation, because I don't want to miss out on any points. So Rafinha may have to be sacrificed in the long term, but he will play definitely in the next game week for me for Leeds. But we'll just have to wait and see how he continues, because he's got 2 and 2. Can he get me another goal? That might make me think again. But at the moment, I might have to move away from Rafinha in the long term to make sure I can make gains elsewhere in my squad. Townsend, disappointing again. Ever since I've had him, he's got me no returns in the last 5 game weeks. He got me 3 points, the clean sheet bonus as well for a midfielder. No returns, no kind of efforts on goal, no threat. So am I looking to move away from him? Potentially yes this game week, and I'm looking to change my formation as well. So Everton have been disappointing. Not even Richarlison, other players like Townsend, Gray, Decore is out for a little while, but it's still quite disappointing. I may be keeping an eye out for Calvert-Lewin when he's coming back, so that's my long-term plan. Potentially for Antonio, but we'll have to wait and see who's in better form and fixtures as well during that period. Zaha did well for me, 8 points. I'm surprised he didn't get more considering he scored. Got no bonus points, surprising. And other players who didn't contribute in terms of a goal or an assist got some bonus points during the FPL game, working out for bonus points. So it's kind of surprising to me. Kind of kicking the teeth. Could have got 2 more points, would have been helpful for me. Give me a nice round figure of 75 points, but 8 points for Zaha. Pretty satisfied with that, and I'm not looking to move away from Zaha at any point soon. So that's my midfield done there, guys. And we had up front, again, disappointing. This season, strikers for me has been absolutely disastrous. I don't think I've got any luck whatsoever. Wilson, 1 point. Not much against Chelsea. Got a yellow card as well. Expecting to get some goals from him in the next couple of games because he's got some really good fixtures coming up. And he's on penalties too. Obviously, got a bit of time away from the game. New vision, new manager. Eddie Howe's come in, so let's see how they react. And he's played under Eddie Howe before at Bournemouth, so could that be a good combination? We'll just have to wait and see. Jamie Vardy, 2 points again, so he's blanked 3 and 3 since I've had him. Am I going to move away from him? Not yet, but he should be hitting form sometime soon. But he's got Chelsea as he comes back in this game week, so who knows? They've got the best defence. Can he turn up for that game? But otherwise, there will be points where he'll peak, and there'll be points where he, kind of goes dry in terms of form for a while during the season. But we'll just have to bear with it because that's Vardy for you. He will get you the returns, but when he does hit form, he certainly does deliver. Last but not least was Antonio. Again, no returns. So striker-wise, only got 5 points out of 3 strikers, which is disappointing. But on the bright side, there's not many transfers in terms of strikers that are really running away with the show. So it's been quite a difficult decision nowadays on who to kind of pick and choose. But 2 points for Antonio against Liverpool. I mean, again, I could have chosen, Livramento to come in and he's got 6 points, but I would have played Antonio regardless. So I thought, even though they scored 3 goals, if someone told me West Ham would score 3 goals, I definitely would have thought Antonio would have got at least, 1 assist or 1 goal. But unfortunate not to be. But you got me 2 points. And that kind of summed up my week that I did so well defensively, and offensively my team let me down. Potentially, a couple of goals from up front could have edged me closer to the 90 points mark, but we'll never know. A goal from Salah could have obviously pushed me closer to the 100 as well, but that's just something that we can think and wish for next time. But 73 points in a game week where the average was 38, I'd take that any day of the week. So pretty happy with game week 11. Now let's move on to game week 12. What changes have I made and what does my team look like? So in goal, Edison will continue with the 2 defenders from Man City. So Cancelo and Diaz, they're playing Everton at home. Everton have been shocking at the Etihad, to be fair. I expect them to do well and potentially keep another clean sheet. Unless Edison loses his mind again, like the Brighton game, or gets the yellow card against Zaha after conceding literally after 5 minutes against Crystal Palace at home. But I think they should do a good job. Should be able to keep him quiet without Calvert-Lewin, and that could be a couple of decent clean sheet points for myself. I've kept hold of Alexander-Arnold, so he's got Arsenal at home. Arsenal have done really well, I must say, considering the start they had to the season. It's very difficult after the first 3 games, no wins, 19th in the table, goals being conceded left, right and centre, but they have really pulled it back. And this is going to be a very difficult and stern test for Mikel Arteta. Can they catch Liverpool off guard immediately after the international break? That'll be the main question. But Alexander-Arnold stays in my squad, and I think there could be some chances of, potentially getting some returns in terms of an assist or a goal, like his last few games. So that's why he remains within my squad. Now, a change that I have done is I've taken out Townsend, replaced him with Brownhill, and I've taken out Ben White and replaced him with Reece James. So I've taken a -4 hit this week because overall, Reece James, I've watched him over the last couple of game weeks, and I must say he does look phenomenal. With the risk of rotation, I have Livramento on the bench, Brownhill who plays as well, and the long-term aim is to get Gilmour upgraded to someone like probably a Basuma, Douglas Luiz when he's fit, or an Allen from Everton, because I want to have players who are playing outfield 90 minutes. So God forbid if there's anyone who doesn't play during rotation period of Christmas or the busy period or festive period, then at least I've got 15 players on my pitch that can come in and out during that rotation period. So James comes in. There's a risk of rotation there, obviously, with Chelsea, but he's just doing so well. I just couldn't stay away. So that's my back line, heavily invested in defence and goalkeeper. Let's see how that pays off for me. Salah remains my captain against Arsenal. I just believe that, he's just been in scintillating form. I'm not being boring. I've had him captain in games against Manchester United before Lukaku got injured for the Norwich game. So it's not just me picking Salah for the sake of being Salah. I literally have watched him week in, week out, and he has been my captain pretty much every week, barring the odd week that I've chosen Ronaldo, where I thought he would have a good chance to get me some big points. But that's why I've chosen Salah. Again, because I believe that he can get me some good returns, even if he doesn't have a great game overall, but he's that good that even from penalties or, just the odd assist or a cross or a shot, he can get you those FPL points. Rafinha playing Tottenham. Again, I don't really know much to expect. He's got 2 in the last 2 in terms of goals from games. A bit of form. So let's see if he can carry that on into this game. Eventually, I might look to get rid of him. Might get someone else into the midfield. I've not entirely decided who, but that will then free up a couple of, a little bit of funds for Gilmour to be upgraded to have 15 solid players playing for me. Livramento's got a flag against him, had a knock, but I think he should be fine. Maybe not for the week, for Game Week 12, but definitely back by Game Week 13 in itself. Then you've got Zaha against Burnley away, so apologies. Burnley's not always the easiest of grounds to go away to, which is Turf Moor. But Zaha, he's kind of like the main goal source for Crystal Palace, and I think, Vieira's got something special going on there. So I'm going to stick with Zaha for 2 reasons. A, differential, and I'm just backing him at the moment. So touch really can get some good returns. And with that differential pick, it can hopefully help me, rise in my ranking like I did last week as well. I know it's only 8 points, but that goes a whole, a long distance in the long run if I can pick up the odd 8-9 points here and there from a differential player. Now moving on to my forwards. So we've got Wilson against Brentford at home. So can we, Eddie Howe, get a reaction immediately at home against Brentford? He's managed Wilson before at Bournemouth. He's on penalties. Can we get a new buzz, a new atmosphere around Newcastle? The fans will be ecstatic. Obviously with a new manager, Steve Bruce not being there. So let's see how they go along. So I've backed him for the last 3 game weeks. Fingers crossed. It's about time he gives me a return. So Wilson will remain up front. Then we've got Jamie Vardy playing Chelsea. Now I've got Reece James in defence, but if there's any main source of goal threat for Leicester, it's probably going to come through Jamie Vardy. He's on penalties as well. So again, 2 of my 3 strikers are penalty takers, which is a huge bonus if their teams do get awarded penalties during this game week. So Vardy, again, been out of form. International break might have done him some good, some rest away because he doesn't play international football. So we'll have to wait and see how he can take advantage, being fresh. And can he take advantage of Chelsea defenders who played international football and, put them to the test and maybe get a few points if he can for us. Reece James is not just there for defensive points because we know Chelsea are amazing in terms of clean sheets, but offensively the guy can get some real returns. He was unlucky not to get 2 more assists with Thiago Silva and Christensen hitting the post and the bar respectively in the previous game week that they played before the international break. And last but not least, I'm continuing with Antonio. How much longer will I continue with him? It's all dependent upon his form. He's got some really good fixtures coming up in like game week 15, 16 onwards. However, it depends on Calvert-Lewin's fitness. When he does come back, do I feel like I want to go for Calvert-Lewin? Because then what I can have is 3 strikers who are all penalty takers, which should be quite sufficient for me. But at the moment, I'm sticking with Antonio. He's had a lean patch. Is it time for him to come back and score some points? By law of averages and numbers, it's about time because it's been a while. But Wolves is a good game for him to really, show his physical presence and get some good returns. On the bench, Foster for Watford playing Manchester United at home. I would never have chosen him anyway if I had another goalkeeper rather than Edison, but he'll remain on the bench. Livramento, Norwich away. Again, could I go 5-2-3, take Rafinha out? I potentially could, but I'm going to stick to 4-3-3 at the moment. Brownhill for against Crystal Palace for Burnley. Looks like a good shout, but that's that, reliable Mr. 2 points on the bench, 4.5 mil, which is there on the bench for me. And Gilmore, who hasn't played for a couple of weeks, has 0 impact on my team, but I'm damn looking to upgrade him, hopefully the next couple of game weeks in itself. So maybe not immediately, a couple of game weeks' time he will be gone, and I will definitely have my third sub on the bench, outfield player-wise, who'll be strong and ready to come on and replace any player who's benched or rotated. So that's my team for game week 12. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you agree with the strategies I've done. If you've discussed any players that you guys haven't looked into, or any players I've discussed that you guys are looking into and I haven't discussed them today, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think of my team. If you've got any questions around the team, please let me know in the comment section. If you haven't joined the FPL INKLING League, the code is below my camera screen. And if you guys haven't liked the video, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed, please give us a subscribe to FPL INKLING. Again, apologies for my voice. I've tried my best to speak with this tonsillitis affected throat, but I do hope and wish you the best of luck for the week coming ahead, and I'll be back with some more content, and we'll do some live deadline streams and knee-jerk reactions over the weekend. Till then, take care, and I'll see you guys soon.